Good day, everyone. I am Jenny Rosie Capranca, and I am here to introduce you my group mates and also to discuss the instructions of our final project in ITEW. This is our final project in ITEW. So first is the instructions. Instruction: create a simple media networking site which allows a user to register and manage his or her own account. Second is upload and manage his or her profile picture. Third is post, update post, and delete his or her post on his or her own wall. Then react to posts of friends. Search and add registered user as a friend. Next is search and unfriend an existing friend. Send personal message or reply to a message of a friend. Show all the friends list. Receive notification from friend requests and new messages. Upload photos and manage his or her account, her own photo gallery. The next is the wall of a user should show his or her latest post together with the post of his or her friend sorted from the most recent post. Next one is we will have Miss Ayahel Umitin to demonstrate our project. And inside our project is the instructions or the procedures that I read or I discussed. And also, she will be discuss the JavaScript functions login. So the next one is the HTML functions that will be discussed by Richard Pitogo, which is create, update, and delete posts, and also the user ID. Okay, next is also the HTML functions, which is the messages, notifications that will be discussed by Mr. John Christian Albay, and also he will discuss the JavaScript functions full name. Okay, next one is the JavaScript functions, which is Mr. John Alexander Nazareno will be discuss the JavaScript functions register. Next is cover photo profile JavaScript functions will be discussed by Mr. Jalby Ryan Rosaria. And last one is the JavaScript functions log out will be discussed by me or General Sika Frank.
Good day, I'm Ihan Omitin. I'm going to demonstrate our system UI. Here, as you can see, is our registration form. This is our register, and this is our login. And we have four fields that the user will um, answer or input their informations. For register, the user will enter their first name, for example, my name, which is IHL, and then last name, then email add, and then password to create their account. And then as you can see, when we click the create button account, the informations that the user inputted will automatically be connect in local storage. And here are the informations that the user entered. Let's create another user account. For example, Jelby Ryan, and last name is Rosaria. We have an email that is gg@yahoo.com and password which is 421, and we will click create account. As you can see, the second user account that been inputted in our register form is automatically added in the local storage, and this is the information that the user inputted. Now let's try to log in the account that we input, that we create in the registration form. For example, olipinihel at yahoo.com, and password is 1234. Then when I click the login button, it will automatically go to the main page of the user. And as you can see, this is the main page of the user. We have different kinds of pictures that you can see in an actual Facebook account. Latest news, friends, group, marketplace, watch, web developers for shortcuts, health, and religion. And then here is the events for the user. User's birthday is on November 15, and then the holiday, Christmas holiday is December 25. And here are the sponsored, and here is the contacts. Here are the contacts that the user contacts in the user's account. These are the stories, my day, and then let's try to create first post of the user. For example, let's post hello world. Then when we click the post button, it will automatically create your post and it will appear here. Next, let's try to update and delete this post. Let's update first and then let's try. Then when we save this, it will automatically change or update. Then now let's try to delete this post. And as you can see, it is now deleted. The post is now deleted. Now let's try to go here in this profile button. And here is the user's profile. Here are the posts that the users post. And then now let's try to add cover photo. This will appear in the upper left side that you can choose cover photo. For example here. And there will be an alert that says uploaded. Then when you click OK, you will now have a new uploaded cover photo. Then let's try to edit our profile. For example, the user wants to edit his profile. He or she wants um, to edit his name that will appear in his account, username's account. Let's click this edit profile and then here is the form that the user will answer for her or for him to edit his personal information. First name, for example, is Anna. And then last name is Gray. Email ad is gray@yahoo.com. For password, for example, is when we save there will be an alert that says information has been saved. And then when we click OK and we go here in the home button, you can see that IAL Omitin username is now Shena Amri Gray. And if you want to check if it is really updated or the first name or user's name is really update, you can go here in profile button and as you can see the username is now updated. You can also search here, and we also have a dark mode if you want this kind of feature, or undark it, and the messaging, the currently messages, and the notifications currently. Then you can also log out here. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, so good day everyone. My name is Richard Pipitoga from 2ITC and I'm here to explain to you guys the HTML function in our program. So first, let's discuss the function create post. So here, so in these functions allow the user to create posts in his or her account. So the value inside the element with the ID of txt post text. So here, so you can see here uh, it will be the one appearing inside the post of the user. Particularly, it will be displayed in the post inner HTML. So here. So now let's talk about the update post. So in these functions, it allows the user to update or change their initial post. The first line of code in the function allows you to get the value inside the div post. And then, the rest of the code allows you to save the new post updated in clicking the button Save Element. Upon clicking this button, the text will be updated. So let's proceed to, okay, deleting the post. So in this function, the user allows to delete posts in the timeline of his or her account. So next, getting the user info in the object. So okay, so here we go. So the last, let's discuss the add user function. So this allows the user to create a new profile in the program. The first line of code is all about getting the data of their personal info such as first name, last name, address, password, and if they are already logged in or not. Then the second line of code is about passing the details or data in the function register with the parameter of person data. Then it will be alert message saying that you are registered. The initial values inside the person data will be null and it will be ready for another input. So thank you guys for listening.
So for the toggle message var, validate is equals to 0. So this is for the HTML of toggle message. So function show message var the message one equals to document that get element by ID. So message one is the ID. Then var message two document is that get element by ID message two. If validate is equals to 0, so expand the message box. Message 1 that style that height. So this is the design. Then validate 1 else when you compress the message box. Message 1 that style that height is 30. So validate 0. So function show notification. So this is the toggle notification. So var message for that document that get element by ID, same as this uh, same as this HTML. So if you want to expand the notification box and if you want to compress, so in JavaScript for function the getting the full name, so function get full name, so let person JSON that parse from local storage, so get item. So the one you put in the one that you put input here in our HTML will direct to the local storage, then we will get that to get the full name of the user. So that current person JSON.parse local storage that get item, then table current person. Then this is for the for loop to get the current user. If the current user or person ID is equals to the person ID, uh, this is if you want to get the current user, this is the for loop. Then let instance equals to new person. So creating an instance object. So object that design instant current person document that get element by ID. So output full name. Inner HTML that instance that full name. So document that get element by ID post full name. So this is for the return on HTML. Then set item to the local storage to return the data. So break. So that is the show message of HTML and show notification, and then JavaScript is the get full name function.
So good day, I'm John Alexander Nazareno and I will explain function register. Function register object. First declare the person ID as a number. That person ID is equals to number local storage dot get item person ID. Let def cover photo. Let def profile photo. Let object user new person ID. So you create object name, object user. Inside of that, assign the f name, object l name, object that address, object that pass, def cover photo, def profile photo, object that is logged in. When the object is created, you are going to push the object user into an array named array user that push object user, pushing the object user, which is the object that has the user information, into an array. Let serialize object is equals to JSON that stringify array user. Serialize the object user to convert into a string. Local storage that set item the person serialize object, storing the serialized object on the local storage. After that, increment the person ID plus plus and increment the value of person ID. Then local storage that set item person ID and update the storage person ID by incrementing its value. That's all. Thank you.
I had Omictin and I'm going to explain our function login. Here, we declare a function called login and having a constructor of email and password. And let person get item in the local storage, the table person. Then we set the user login in to false. For bar, index is equals to 0 and index I is less than the person's length, the loop will iterate. And then if person's index address is equals to the email and person's index pass is equals to password, person index is login is equals to true. The user login that we declared here false will now be true. Then we set the we set the table current person in the local storage, then person index and we also set the table person in the local storage person. Then if user login is now true or equals to true, uh, document that query selector reg form will now display, and also the main will now display. Or else, if it is not true, the user login is true, the address and the um, person's pass is not um, the same in the that the users inputted, it will be alert invalid login credentials. That's all. Thank you.
So good day everyone, I'm Jelbrand Rosara and I'm here to discuss function edit cover photo and the function edit profile. So in function edit cover photo, this is the function that will use the user in order to edit edit his or her cover photo. So first, we have a let person is equal to JSON parse. So in here we are retrieving the person object in the local storage, which is the DBL person. And another one for the current person, which is the login. This is the account log of the user, the DBL person. So next is the for loop that will get the index of the person object. Then a if else that will compare the current user person ID to the person ID. So if the two are the same, then the index of the current person, the cover photo, will assign as an object, which is here. Then in here we are storing again the person, the string person in the local storage, and the current person also in the local storage. Then document that get element by cover photo. So in here we are displaying the cover photo in the cover photo element. So next is the function edit profile. So first we have a on-click function here on HTML, internal function, which has the value inputted of the user. This is the new value. Then it will store in the object edit data. Then the edit data function has the edit data. So in here we have a for loop again to get the index of the current person. Then we are comparing again the person ID of the current person and the person ID. So after that, we are assigning the new value to the person object, which is here. We are getting the F name, the new F name, the new L name, and the new address and the new password. Then assigning it to the user object, which is here. Okay. Then we are storing again the string person in the local storage, and also the current person index in the local storage. And after that, we have a document query selector profile, which is the profile profile page where it's displaying it to none, and the main page to block to show the main page, and hiding the profile page. And that's all.
Good day, everyone. I am Generosi Capranca, and I am here to discuss you about the JavaScript functions logout. Okay. The JavaScript function logout, we will use the JSON.parse, close and open parentheses, and JSON.parse string close and open parentheses. Okay. The use of JSON.parse, close and open parentheses, is to parse the data with JSON.parse, close and open parentheses, and the data will become a JavaScript object. While the JSON.stringFile close and open parentheses is to convert a JavaScript object into a string with JSON.stringFile close and open parentheses. So I will show you our code. Okay, I'll just zoom in so you can see or you can read what I'm discussing. Discuss. Okay. Function logout, close and open parentheses, curly braces, let person equals to json.parse, open parentheses, local storage that get item, open parentheses, single quote table person, close parentheses, and double close parentheses, and comma. This code is to retrieve the person object in the local storage. So next one is let current person equals json.parse, local storage that get item, table current person, close parentheses. This code is to retrieve the current person object in the local storage. Okay. For loop, this code is will to get the current user. The code is for open parentheses bar I equals to 0, I is less than person that length I plus plus. So, nagka-count siya every naglo-loop. I mean, pag ginagamit siya. After gamitin, babalik ulit siya to check kung alin yung person that left. Okay? Yung dami ng user. Okay. So, if open parentheses, current person that person ID equals person I or index, single quote, person ID, close parentheses, curly braces. If else the compare if the current user ID is same with the person ID. Person I or person I index is logged in equals to false. Okay. Kapag hindi same yung ID or yung with person ID na inilalag in ni user, magpo-false siya. Okay. Local storage remove item, table current person. This code is to remove the table current person in the local storage. Next one is local storage that set item, table open parentheses, single quote table person, json.stringpy, person, open parentheses, person, close parentheses. This one is to store the string person on the local storage. Okay. Document that query selector register form that style that display equals to block. This is to show the registration page. Okay. Next one is document that query selector open parentheses single quote that mean close parenthesis, that style, that display equals none. Hiding the main page. Okay? Kapag nag-log out ka, it's either nababalik ka sa registration form at lalabas ka. Ibig sabihin, mawawala yung main page mo. Next one is document.query selector, open parenthesis, single quote, dot profile, close parenthesis, dot style, dot display equals to none. Okay, ganun lang din yan. Once na nag-log out ka or umalis ka kay dun sa page namin, babalik ka sa mismong registration form or login form. Okay, that's all.